don't forgive others of their past sins, then you can't be forgiven.
Have you asked yourself once, one time, what's best for us? For him, for your grandson?
This ain't about him. It's about Mama.
What we do, what we do, brick by brick, that's how we move.
I put it on canvas so that I could hold it by the throat.
A foundation built with bricks that we were never given.
Hi, my name is Ruben Peralta from Cocaleca.net. How are you guys?
How you doing?
How you feeling?
I'm doing great. For many great artists, the art is a form of escape. It was for Tyrell, it was for probably for you, Titus. Like creating this character probably was a way of escaping for your reality, the way you paint and everything. Also, you reflected on your Tyrell character. It is for you as an artist, for all of you, your art a form of escaping your reality to live a different life, or just to escape for something that's going on in your private life?
That's an interesting question. I think that when people see my work, sometimes they do think that it is a form of escape. I don't practice that way, unfortunately, because I think it would make my life a lot easier, actually. I use my work to go deeper in. Like that, for me, that's the purpose of the work. That's, you know, that scene in the film where the gallerist is coming to the studio. He's not expecting her to be there. He is like locked in. He is doing this thing. He is doing this emotional work that happens in the studio, and somebody comes in and disrupts that, right? It's disruptive because he is so far into that process. It's not an escape. It's not an escape at all. It's a tool to understand ourselves more and to understand the world around us more. I like a good action movie as much as anybody. I really, really do. But for the most part, the films that move me most are not escapist films. Those that move me. I'm not talking about everybody else. I'm just saying me. The ones that move me most are the ones that make me feel more human, because I see somebody else's humanity reflected on the screen, and that justifies my own. I've had that experience before. I've felt that way before. My mother acts like that. My father did something like that. It makes us feel connected. So I know a lot of artists, a lot of friends of mine who practice in the way that you're talking about. It is more of escape. It is a way to get away from daily life and the things that they struggle with. But that's never been my particular approach.
I totally agree with you when you said that. But just to add on, sometimes, you know, some artists, like actors, and I used to for a long time, is that I used to use it as a certain kind of therapy. You know what I mean? In terms of, since I didn't have no therapist, I couldn't afford one, I would use that. But I wouldn't use it as an escape, but more or less to connect with what I had to do as a character. And so I would basically try to break that down through therapy of asking those questions, like Andre was saying before, to try to figure out all the smallest little details about why this character is doing what he's doing, or why he's acting the way that he's acting, or why he's feeling what he's feeling. I mean, and that helps, you know, a lot, you know what I mean, in your daily life for the most part.
Yeah, speaking of therapists, one used to say to me whenever I would try to get around things or not deal with them, he said, well, wherever you go, there you are.
Yeah, there you are.
I think that's true, you know, especially in relation to this. You know, it's like if you try to leave yourself at home, right, or use the theater or use the work as a way of avoiding things, you're gonna bump into yourself at some point, right? Because it's like when we talk, like Hamlet, for instance. You know, we keep revisiting these old forms, Hamlet or Othello. Denzel's gonna play Othello, not because Othello is necessarily a great, amazing part, or because Hamlet is. It's like we want to see your Othello, man. We want to see your Hamlet. That's why we come back to it. So you gotta put yourself in it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can say a whole bunch more about that, but I think without the specificity of your own heart and your own spirit put into the role, into the scenes, you don't really have nothing. And that's what makes this job so, I ain't gonna preach, but that's what makes
Preach,
the job
brother, preach, man. Hey,
so
come on, man.
exciting.
We got 45 minutes.
Is that,
man. Come on, man.
is that, you know, like you were saying before, Titus, it's like we're in the basement doing that scene, right? Which is a very intense scene. It's very emotional and difficult to navigate. And we know that we are intellectually, we know we are in a basement on a set, you know, doing a scene. But our bodies don't know we pretended, right?
Yeah.
We are experiencing the thing that the characters are experiencing. So like again, you can't run from it. You can't avoid it. You got to go into it and through it. That's the only way out. And I think the key in doing that is to do it with people like these folks and like Ingenue and Andrew Day and our whole cast and crew who created a safe container within which we could wrestle with these difficult emotions.
You know, that actually made me think about the park bench scene. Yeah, I wonder if you want to talk about that with Ingenue. Like the idea of escape does not work with what happened in that scene.
No. Yeah, Ingenue Elizabeth Taylor is like, you know, outstanding. Yeah, she
just next level.
I mean, we've known her for I know her from the theater. John did too. Like we've known her for a long time. We did a play together, Ingenue and I did, and she changed my whole career working with her in ways that I can't even tell you. She's so astounding. But the scene that Titus is talking about is the scene that's on the poster. No, not that poster. On the other one where we're sitting outside of on the playground. Jermaine's over there playing, and the boys are playing basketball. And on the day of shooting that scene, we had done it a couple of times, and it was working. I think it was going well, you know. And there was a point at which we could have said, okay, we got it, let's move on. But you encouraged us to do it a little bit more. I think you sensed that there was something else there. Yeah. Ingenue and I also felt like maybe we could go, you know, make it 5% better. And on this last take that we did, because we had this trust with each other, I think I threw a line at her that wasn't in the script, that she wasn't anticipating. And you could see that line hit her. And what she goes through in that movie, what you see in the movie, is what Ingenue is going through. Do you understand? Because she had the courage to allow herself to feel all the things that happened in that moment. And that is a courageous, a heroic thing that actors do. Yeah. You know, that ain't, like you said, man, that ain't no pretending. No. That is the real article. Yeah. And thank God for her. Thank God, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
That scene is my second favorite, of course, after the basement one. Because I don't have a good relationship with my dad, when my mom passed, and that relationship, it's still stuck. And that conversation that your character has with Angie, it's just like, it's a definition of love. She loved this person, but she don't know why she's loving it. And that's even hurting her son. Like, she doesn't care, but she loves this person. And she don't know if she loves her son because she just gave it away to him. And the definition for me of everything, it's what you show in the title of the movie. You are exhibiting a forgiveness, so everyone has a definition of what is a forgive or who to forgive. So thank you so much for this movie.
Appreciate that, bro.